What if I told you that everything you know is just the beginning? Beyond the veil of the ordinary lies a realm of hidden knowledge, ancient wisdom, and untapped potential. A place where consciousness expands, reality bends, and the impossible becomes possible. You weren't meant to stay asleep. You were meant to awaken. Open your mind, remember who you truly are, and step with me beyond the frequency 369. Hey, before we start the episode, if you're on YouTube or Rumble, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. You want to make a comment? Go for it. It's America. If you catch me on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, hit me with those 5 stars. I appreciate the support. Let's start the show. Welcome back to Beyond the Frequency 369. I'm your host, Cesar Pagan. Before we jump in, let me remind you, if you haven't picked up my new book, Cesar's Chronicles, The Anunnaki in Us, it's out now on Amazon. And it's going to challenge you the way you see the past and your place in this universe. I also offer one-on-one MindSight training where you can tap into abilities you might not even realize you have. And if you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, but haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, today's that day. That's where you'll find all of my episodes, clips, and moments that might just spark something deep within you. You can find all of that, my book, MindSight Training, and every way to connect to the show at beyondthefrequency369.com. Now, let's talk about today's conversation. Imagine standing at the edge of your own potential, feeling that pull to rise higher, but unsure the next step. What if you could tap into frequencies that unlock your true self, heal on levels you didn't think were possible, and activate dormant gifts you've carried for lifetimes? That's exactly what today's guest has devoted her life to do. Alysa Rushton is a globally recognized energy intuitive, ascension guide, and sound alchemist whose work has helped thousands raise their vibration, unlock their divine DNA, and step into their highest potential. After a near-death experience transformed everything she thought she knew, she received extraordinary insights and activations, the kind that changed people's lives. Whether she's guiding you to amplify your psychic abilities or showing healers how to align their abundance, her mission is simple, yet profound, to help humanity remember who they truly are. And I welcome her to the show. How are you?
Hey gosh, Cesar, I'm great. What a great introduction. And I've been so excited about connecting with you and the beautiful audience that you have. You guys are amazing. So I cannot wait to chat with you guys in the comments today and just have a fun conversation.
Absolutely. And what I like to do always when I have my guests coming on the show, at the very top of the show, I want to thank you. I'm in gratitude for you gifting your time to sit here to talk to me and my audience, because it is a gift. So again, thank you so much for this.
I'm so excited about being here.
Absolutely. So what we're going to get into today is very simple. It's something that you do very well, what I've seen on your social media, and your purpose, from what you've said, is to awaken consciousness. So can you explain a little bit about what that is?
Oh my gosh, I love that you started with this question. Yes, because human beings have a certain consciousness. It's a program that we come into. We're born into these bodies. And the program is that we're just human beings and that we have to act. If we want to have a higher consciousness, we have to access that through something else, through someone else outside of us. And what I found when I died was that literally we all are a direct piece of God. We're a direct ray of light. We're a direct piece of divine. However you want to slice it, if we were from peach pie, we're still peach pie. And so I'm here to help people awaken that remembrance in themselves, that there's nothing outside of them that they have to seek. It's all right here. It actually lives in the body. It's dormant. We just have to turn it back on. And when we do, oh my gosh, all of these gifts and skills and talents and literally, Cesar, a new way of living happens because you fall out of the program where you're sort of like awake but asleep in life. And instead, you are in what I call the magic and miracles creator zone, where you then realize you're the divine architect of your life and that you can co-create anything that you want, hopefully for the highest good of all, but you do have the abilities to create anything that you want. And so what happens is most people go through their life and they don't know that. And so they're miscreating and they're accidentally, unconsciously creating. So my goal here is to wake people up that you have all of the same abilities and powers as God does. And it's, by the way, what all the mystics have said. Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, all of the mystics have said, all that I can do, you can do, and more. And it's true. And that information has been sort of stripped from the books and stripped from our consciousness. And so this time is literally, this is the most exciting time on the planet. There's a new soul's blueprint that's coming forward. There is I see humanity going for this incredible upshift. All of the astrology supports this. Like literally everything's lined up so that we are, I call it, the second coming. It's the resurrection of the planet, but also the people. There's not a being coming from outside to rescue us. It's ourselves waking up to the fact that we are divine in physical form and we are coming home to ourselves and ascending our consciousness.
I love that. Well said, by the way. You mentioned shifting. There's a lot of people that, have been hearing the last couple of years about going from 3D to 5D. In your understanding of what that is, what does that actually mean? Because everybody has their own different idea about what that is. Can you explain it?
Yes. I love this topic so much. We could literally geek out on this all day long.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to use my necklace as an example.
Sure.
Okay. 3D on one side, 5D on the other. They're all in the same place. So all exist on physical planet Earth right now. Okay. So they're not a separate place. It's not another place you go. It's a consciousness frequency band that you occupy. So third dimension is a lower vibrational band. And in that vibrational band, what we're doing in the third dimension is we are in victim consciousness. We are in disempowered consciousness. So our life in the 3D, we're stuck in space and time. We have to slog it out and do things very linearly. And also we're going to do them from the perspective that this is happening to me. Those people did that to me. I can't believe this is happening again. We're going to do things from that third dimensional victim mentality, disempowered perspective. My belief is that we're here on planet Earth right now to flip from disempowerment to fifth dimensional, which is totally empowered, divine creator in physical form. When you, by the way, are divine creator in physical form, you don't operate with the same laws of reality. You can break the bonds of time. You can break the bonds of gravity. You can instantly create and shift things in your life because you know how to work with consciousness on planet Earth. Everything is consciousness, like literally at the subatomic particle level. Everything is consciousness. And here's what I think is really important for people to get this. And when they get this, everything changes. So inside your body, you have DNA. And we all know that, right? We all know about the Human Genome Project that happened in the 90s. And we all know, about all this DNA mapping and even epigenetics, that your DNA goes back 7 generations. So the traumas, the emotional imprints, the learnings, the wisdom, all of it that your parents and grandparents and grandparents and grandparents had gets imprinted into your DNA. So when we understand that our DNA, with all of those programs, good and bad, they actually impact the field of reality. When you put DNA into a test tube with subatomic particles, the subatomic particles rearrange themselves dependent upon whose DNA is in the tube at the time. Yes. So your DNA, I know, it's mind-blowing. So your DNA actually makes the physical reality do different things. Okay. So if you are on an unconscious third dimensional victim mentality program and you've got a whole bunch of DNA programs running like I used to, which is life's not safe, the world is against me, things are really hard, I have to work really hard. what you're then broadcasting into the field from that third dimensional disempowered state is you're broadcasting that out, that code out. And then life is, it's like a live responding to your code. Okay. So it's like if you ask AI a question, it live responds to your question. But this is how life works. It live responds to the code that you're sending out. It's like it's like your YouTube algorithm or your Instagram algorithm. The more you like, click, and subscribe on something, the more of that you get. And here on YouTube, we all understand that, right? We know that if we're liking on something and clicking on something and subscribing on it, boy, we're going to get that in our channel. But most people walk around in the world and they're like clicking and subscribing on, this person did that to me. And can you believe my boss did this again? And can you believe my spouse is doing this whole thing? And they're clicking and subscribing on that which we don't want to create again and again and again. And we wonder why the life sucks. And so 3D is living in that disempowered state. 5D is making the switch, and there's a layer in between there. It's the fourth dimension, right? So there's a layer in between there where we're clearing all of the emotions, all of the gunk, all of the stored program, the bad data. Because guess what? I don't know how many of you guys drive a Ford. I bought a Ford and it was a bad program. That thing, it just didn't work half the time. And it had the sensors that would go off. Our bodies are kind of like that. Our bodies are like a car that got a little bit of a bad junk program. Think about, just for a second, all the programs in your family when it comes to health or love or abundance or whatever area of life you've been struggling with. If you think even just 7 generations back, you might not be aware, but if you think 2 generations back, you can probably see all the bad programs, the accidental junky programs that would work against us. So what's really cool about this lifetime is that here right now in this lifetime, you actually have the ability to delete and recode yourself. You have the ability to rewrite every single one of those disempowering programs. And you literally have the ability to create a life that's totally new that some people would say is miraculous. And some people look at my life and go, I cannot believe that your life is like this. But the truth is, I just cleared a lot of junk programming. That's really it. And flipped myself into a more fifth dimensional reality and a timeline. And we can talk about timelines, like how you actually can choose a timeline, but you have to hold that timeline so you can pop back and forth between 3D and 5D, and you can ping pong yourself around, which I don't recommend because it's very hard on you.
I bet. I appreciate you explaining that because, again, not a lot of people can really clarify that. I actually like a lot of your examples, especially the example regarding how you, like, let's say if you're typing into Chat GPT and you're saying, "Hey, is this awesome?" It's going to tell you, "Of course, it's awesome," right? Or like how you say when you like and subscribe things, that's all that you're getting in. What a great example. I'm going to ask you a question that I feel like I'm intuitively compelled by my audience to ask. It might be kind of dumb, but how does one know that you're in the 5D? Like, is that even a applicable question? Is that a mindset? Because a lot of people, believe it or not, believe that it's a physical change. Like, I'm in a new world. Like, the sky's purple. Like, I'm in 5D. Like, how does one know? Is it a feeling or a mindset or thought or what?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a great question. So it is going to feel like a different world. So the thing about how our reality works is we have infinite potentials, and within those infinite potentials, we have infinite Earths running at the same time, infinite versions of you. So when you make a switch to a different timeline, so I'm going to delineate between timelines and 5D, so bear with me here.
Okay, go for it.
Make a switch to a different timeline, you will have things appear differently. For example, maybe you've walked a certain trail every day and there's always a person on the trail and they never say hi to you, but you see them because they're in your neighborhood, but they never say hi. And then you make some changes within yourself. And you start doing some mirror work and you start doing, maybe some of the tips I'll share with you today. You start doing some of this stuff. And then all of a sudden one day you kind of feel different and you see the same person coming and they take off their hat and they say, "Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you on the trail." And you're thinking, wait. This person has never said hello to me before. What's going on? And then you keep walking a little bit more. And then all of a sudden you see a house on the trail that's never been there before. And you're like, wait a second. Okay. My logical brain knows a house didn't go up overnight, but I've literally never seen this here before. So you're going to occur and have things like that to the extent to which your brain can handle. You can jump timelines and realities to the extent to which your brain can handle it. So, you have to work within the constructs of your belief system because your soul knows that if it gives you too much at once, you'll think you're crazy. And your soul doesn't want that to happen. So that's timelines. But to your question about third dimension versus fifth dimension, here's the test. There's a test that you can do.
Let's do it.
Okay. So the test is, I want you to think about the last thing that triggered you.
Okay.
Do you have it?
I do.
Okay. And when you think about the last thing that triggered you, are you having any blame towards the other person or the trigger?
Question. I am having blame on the person. Okay.
So that's the fastest way to know that we're not in 5D. So here's the secret. The difference between an ascended master and everybody.
Yeah.
You might think, well, do they just have unconditional love? And we don't. No, we all have unconditional love. We all have higher wisdom. We all have higher knowings. The ascended master just doesn't hold anything else.
Interesting.
Right? So how you know if you're in 5D is you do a little spot check. Am I blaming? In fifth dimension, we take absolute radical responsibility for everything. That's
because you're the one that's creating the situation in some fashion, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if on any level I am having blame for somebody, I already know I'm not in 5D.
Yes.
Because it's a consciousness layer. It's not a place.
Gotcha.
It's a layer of consciousness that you're holding.
That is well said. I see you just answered it. First of all, folks, if you guys just took notes there, should give us a test. So you can test it out with yourself, test it out with other people that you know, and keep it going, share it, right? So everybody needs to check themselves every now and then, right? And more importantly, it's definitely just where your mind is. I kind of want to ask you regarding the mind. When you want to be in a particular timeline or a different version of yourself and things like that, is it about thinking about being there or feeling being there?
Oh, I love that you asked me this question. It's flinking. It's flinking.
What? Flinking?
You have to flink it.
Both.
Yeah.
I love it. New word, folks. New word. Put it in your dictionary or in your vocabulary. So elaborate just a little bit more about flinking, please.
Yeah, it's a fun one, right?
Yeah.
So we just have to have fun with it. Yeah, so we feel it and we think it. We flink it. And here, can I share a process to jump a timeline?
Absolutely.
I am telling you, if you work this process, it works. So people spend years and hundreds of thousands of dollars of trying to change their lives. These are some of the things I teach inside my programs, but I love this tool. By the way, you guys don't know this yet. Maybe if you're watching this video, I used to be 240 pounds. I used to be on 28 medications with a PICC line in my arm going into my heart. I used to be on end of life pain management, like fentanyl suckers, fentanyl patch, morphine injections. So I'm talking real sick. And I wasn't scheduled to live. I mean, doctors thought I would die. And people did not have a lot of hope for me. I didn't have a lot of hope for me, quite frankly.
How long ago was this?
This was it started in 2002. I died in 2005. So I tell you that to say, obviously, I'm not 240 pounds anymore. Obviously, I do not use a walker to get around. But this is one of the keys that I used to totally transform myself. Okay. So I just say that little street cred, because sometimes people take a look at me and they think cosmic Barbie, but they don't necessarily think I'm the person who's really been in the depths of despair and just like the worst places and as a human being can be and have had some of the worst traumas happen. They just don't see that,
Yeah.
right? They don't
And I
see.
and I appreciate you putting that up front first before you go into what you're about to do, because we talk a lot about, judgment and everything, right? You can't have unconditional love with a judgment, and you can't have ultimate freedom with limitation. So you've been in as low as you could be, and here you are now. So anybody who knows you from today moving forward, like you said, they're going to judge you from just first look. Oh, you've been given everything, you've never had a problem. And just, a few years back, you had a lot of problems. So I love that. Please continue, please.
Yeah. And you said something there. I think it's really important that we talk about that for just a second and then I'll come back.
Please, go for it.
You said that you can't have unconditional love with judgment. And what you just said is literally the secret. So when I came out after my near-death experience, I heard this quote from Patanjali, who wrote the Yoga Sutras. And Patanjali said, when you abstain from thoughts of harm against all beings, animals will cease to feel fear in your presence. And I heard that and I was like, ooh, I'm actually going to devote my life to that. And my quote is, when you abstain from thoughts of harm, and harmful thoughts are judgment, frustration, irritation, resentment, all of that stuff, and guilt and shame towards yourself, when you abstain from those thoughts of harm towards yourself and others, all beings can heal in your.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So back to the process I was going to share.
Yeah.
This process, you can timeline jump yourself real fast. So most of the people in my groups can timeline jump themselves in less than 30 days by doing this process. Okay. So here's the thing. When I died and came back, I got a lot of my intuitive gifts really turned on high. So I want to share with you guys today how to predict your future. And then I'm going to show you how to get it. You ready?
Yeah.
Will you do this with me, Cesar?
Please, by all means. What should I do?
This would be really fun. Okay. I want you to take out your right hand. And in your right hand, I want you to think about everything that you want. Like everything that lights up your soul, your bank. I want you to think about the bank account, the amounts of service, the love, all the body you want, everything. Just think about everything that you want and put it right there in your right hand. You got it?
I got a whole lot, so give me a second.
Okay.
Go for it. Yeah, I got it. I got it now.
So you're going to put it in your right hand. Now, the fact that you can think about it means that it's already there. It's already in the field. It's already a possibility. It's already a potential. Let me ask you this. When you put your right hand up and you started to think about stuff, did you think about becoming a pig farmer at all? Is one of your possibilities? That's right. You didn't, because it's not a possibility in your field. If you're not thinking about it, it's not a possibility.
I love that.
So what I want you guys to know when you're doing this with me right now, by the way, let us know what you're wanting to create. When you think about it, just know this is a total possibility that is mine. I can create this. So what you have to do is you have to align yourself with this version of you, because it's already there. You're already there. You're already running this timeline. Okay. So on the left hand, though, over here is worst possible outcomes. These are the things you're afraid of right now. There are also possibilities in your field. Okay. So we have to kind of be able to look at both and see them. If we ignore worst possible outcomes, that is not good because we're actually charging them. Okay. Ignoring is charging. But we have to actually take a look at it and be like, yeah, okay, that's a possibility that I don't want. I'm willing to acknowledge that that's there. So then once we acknowledge it, then we're going to do this process. Every morning when you wake up, you're going to take out your phone and you're going to record yourself while you're looking in the mirror. So your eyes are a direct shortcut to programming your DNA.
Interesting.
When you look at yourself in the mirror, it's a quick access point to go directly into your DNA and program yourself at the identity level, which is the level to which we have to make a change at. If we don't make the change at the identity level, nothing will change. If we don't make the change at the DNA level, still nothing will change because our DNA will still project the same wounds and problems into the field. So let me give you an example from my own life. So I used to be a total addict, right? Smoking, drinking, all the hard, pharmaceuticals. So somebody who doesn't clear this from their field in their DNA will maybe not have addictions anymore, but they'll have to go to meetings and say, I'm an addict. And this is, I'm white knuckling it even 30 years later, right? So once we clear it from our DNA, it's not in our field anymore, right? It's why the reason why you look at me and you don't think drug addict or alcoholic or smoker, because I've cleared it from my DNA projection. You can't think it because it's not in there. But if I hadn't cleared it, you'd still be able to tell. You'd be like, I wonder if Alyssa smokes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like where you would see somebody and you don't know too much about them, but you're like, they look like something's going on with them. So whatever that something is still in their field and you're just feeling it, right? That's interesting.
And what's in our field is being projected from here, from our DNA.
From our DNA. Okay.
Yeah, your DNA in every single one of your cells is throwing up pictures and coding around in your field. And when the field of reality comes into contact with you, that's when it starts to shift and change and match the program. And this is a reason why you've probably seen this. You guys have seen this. You've been out to dinner with your favorite server and you're having a great meal, and the table next door is having an awful meal. Same server, they're getting fussy with the server. The server's getting fussy back, and you're like, who? Well, this server's never like that. It's because there's two sets of DNA operating, and they're literally creating a problem with the server where you would never have that. Your DNA operates a little differently. You've done a little more work. You're kind to the servers, and they're having a busy, busy night.
That's amazing. And it really teaches you how to actually interact with people and engage with people. So, you bring that good vibe, that good feeling, that good mindset into a room, and people that come near your field will just be part of that. And then it's going to share, it's going to spread like wildfire. They're going to be in a good mood. So are they. Then those two people, and then the whole room just changes because of you,
Yeah.
and you're that powerful, right?
You are that powerful. I'd argue that you're God in a body.
Yes. A lot of people have a hard time hearing that. I've said that numerous times in my podcast that I've always said, I am a God. I didn't say I'm God. I am a God. When I say, and I'm going to ask you that, when I say I am a God, what do you think I mean by that?
Well, I sense that you're trying to say you're a piece of God.
Yes.
And here's the analogy that I make. If God is peach pie, okay, let's just imagine for a second God's peach pie. And we take a slice of that peach pie, AKA you, and we put that pie on a plate. And we remove it from the whole. It doesn't all of a sudden change to apple pie or chocolate cake. It's still peach pie.
Absolutely.
So what people, the only reason why people have a problem with hearing their God in a body is because of the indoctrination to beliefs that contradict that. Because if people understand that they are responsible for creating their reality, everything that we operate under changes. Everything that kind of falls apart, everything starts to not work. The big government, big pharma, every big structure out there starts to not work because you understand you're a divine sovereign being and you can create whatever you need whenever you need it.
Yeah.
And so the establishments that be have not wanted people to remember that. In fact, most every single religious text available, no matter what religion, has been highly edited to remove the portions of the text that would let you know that you are a direct ray of light. And it's like the sunshine. The sunshine is this big light and it shoots off all these different rays of light. And we are just, we are still connected. We are still that ray. No, we're not, all of it, but we're all of it. We're an ice. If you put an ice cube in this water glass, we're all of it.
Yeah.
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 I love it. And it makes me also think, what in your definition, what's consciousness? What do you think consciousness is?
This is a great question. So on the other side, in my near-death experience, I got to be completely reunited with consciousness. Completely. It was the most physical thing I've ever done without a body, first and foremost.
Wait, let me add to that. You say it's the most physical thing that you've done out of your body. For those that are processing what you just said, can you please elaborate? What do you mean by physical?
It felt, I didn't have this flesh suit anymore. It felt physical. It felt like I was expanding my body. So imagine unzipping this flesh suit and then, or like, have you ever worn those like tight spandex shorts and you take them off and you're like, oh, thank God I'm out of those. You know?
Something like that. Okay.
It feels like that only times a billion.
Gotcha.
And you expand and you're all of a sudden in consciousness. Consciousness has light and sound. Right? It's a sound that I experienced, right? It's a sound frequency. It's a light frequency. Consciousness to me, what I experienced was like a looping. So imagine being God consciousness, but I get to see out through your eyes and everything you experience comes back and informs me.
Wow.
Yes. So here's the thing. As a person living here on planet Earth, wouldn't you want to remember that you're divine source energy in a body and then be the feedback loop of bliss and joy and love and peace and ease in a healthy working body?
Yeah.
Versus what most people are doing right now is not that. And we forget that we can actually create that. We can talk to our body. And that I'm going to come back to the mirror exercise, because the mirror exercise, whatever you say in the mirror is going to get imprinted in your DNA and your subconscious mind. So you would then want to think about all the things that you want and you would talk to yourself as if they're already happening. You basically get a little delusional. And you just yourself this over and over and over again from a place of like relief, like, oh my gosh, isn't it amazing now, that my podcast is over 1 million subscribers. I mean, it just took off overnight. It's absolutely incredible. People are just having the best experience and I'm helping so many people and crushing so many lives, right? Those are the kind of things that you would say to yourself. And you say that in the mirror directly into your eyeballs. And you start to activate your DNA. And you do this over enough times. Usually it's less than 30 days. You will make a timeline jump, a significant timeline jump where you'll have direct evidence that the things you've been talking about and wanting and desiring to have happen are coming to pass. And by the way, desire is really good. You can't go to the bathroom without having a desire to go. So the things that you desire, think of it like God wants to experience that through you. When divine gets that direct feedback and you're having a great day, that's feeding back in a loop, right? It's just the most glorious, gorgeous thing. So that's the mirror technique. It works when you work it. You got to get a little delusional, but you can energize your highest lifetime. And literally, that's one of the ways that I got myself up and out of bed and walking again. Like I literally had to learn how to read again and drive again and learn how to walk without a walker. I mean, it was a lot. And so you can reprogram yourself. I've seen clients do this with stage 4 cancer. I've seen people do this that are paraplegics. And the doctor says, you've got less than a 5% chance of walking again. And they do this work. And ultimately, we live in a simulation. We think it's very real, but it's really very moldable. And depending on what you put into that mold is what you get out.
I love that. With the mirror exercise, which I appreciate you talking to us about that. there's people that even them hearing you say that, they still feel like I'm not too confident in talking to myself. I don't feel like that by myself, and then to even start programming themselves in the right direction, that's still a struggle as well. What's something that you could tell those people that just need that little extra push that to kind of say it's okay? What would you tell them?
Well, two things. If they're feeling like that, their first step might be looking themselves in the mirror and just simply practicing love you. And I'm sorry for all the things I've said to you that are not loving.
Yeah.
Because as you so beautifully said before, you can't have unconditional love with judgment. And most people are so judgmental, first and foremost, to themselves.
Yeah.
Right. And so we've got to really offer the DNA, the program of I love you. And if you can't look in the mirror and say, I love you, you can look in the mirror and say, I am now choosing to love you. That word choice, it's a little mind hack that lets the brain open up a little bit and be like, oh, okay, we are going to choose to do that. All right.
Yeah.
We might not fully love ourselves yet, but we'll at least agree to choosing to do it,
You'll get there slowly but surely. And folks, excuse me. And folks, in the comments, go ahead and let me know. Let us know. What are three affirmations that you said to yourself today, yesterday, tomorrow, last week? Share with us. I want to see if we're all on the same page. Let's get that conversation going. So, there's so many different questions that I want to ask. Here's one that I saw on one of your socials. I think it was your TikTok. You said something about being in the grocery store and saying this phrase like, I see you in your highest timeline and I see you in your divine. That phrase, like, it resonated with me. I thought it was very, very cool. For those that haven't seen that clip yet, can you talk to us about what that phrase means and how that came to you?
Yes. So I say this phrase, I see you as the divine, because I grew up in a really judgmental family. And we had this whole series of codes and hand squeezes and like secret winks to judge somebody else. Dude, is that my only family too? You had that too? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Right? It was like this whole system of communication, like, let's judge this person together right now. And I don't think we're alone on that. And I think so many people got brought up with that judgment system. Reality works is when I am in judgment of somebody, I am charging the field with negative information, and I cannot create miracles from that place. And I also, one of the reasons why I'm here is to help people activate their dormant DNA codes, their divine DNA coding. So sometimes, as you saw on social media, I'll go to Walmart. Okay. I don't shop there. I don't buy any groceries. No. But you know what I do? I go around and I look people right in the eye. Yeah. I just give them the Care Bear heart. I blast them with the love blasters. And I just practice seeing them as divine. Now, here's a secret key. If you're an empath and you always feel drained, and I know some of you guys are watching right now and you're like, I'm an empath, I always feel drained. The reason why you feel drained is because you're judging everything.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, and I'm sorry here, but if you are that person and you agree with this, let us know. All right. And what are you doing to fix it? Go ahead.
Might hurt a little bit. Like it might. And by the way, like anytime we're like, nope, that's not me. I don't do that. If that's your first reaction, that's exactly how you know you're totally doing that.
Mm.
It's when we're not willing to look and get curious, right? That we know, ooh, actually, that's something that I'm doing. So empaths, there's a lot of judgment in the empath code. And then what they do is they intake like a filter and they intake everybody's feelings because they're judging somebody else instead of activating their divine blueprint. So I'm seeing them, I'm judging all the things that are happening for them that I can see energetically. And then I'm trying to clean them up in my system and then I feel exhausted. So instead, if you go do an experiment, go to Walmart, go to the mall and just practice. Just everyone you meet, just look at them like you're a Care Bear and you just blast them with a rainbow heart. You can pick a color and just look at them and notice the features. I want you to look for that divine spark and see it in them. You will feel so lit up. You'll feel so charged up because what you're actually doing is you're charging the field around you.
I was just thinking that you're charging up that field, and as you're plying your way through the mall or whatever, you're charging up other people's fields. And sometimes, and this could just be me, but sometimes you walk next to somebody and you're in an okay mood, and you walk by somebody and you feel a little off, like what was that? Right, that was them. Or vice versa, if you're feeling that way too. But if I've had those days where I feel just like this is the best day, everything's going great, and everybody that I interact and shake hands with throughout the day, they're charged up. As soon as you touch hands, they're charged up. They're like, hey, what's going on? Like, you feel it in their voice, their energy. What if we can live like that every single day? Oh my gosh, that's a reason to get up, right?
Yes. And that's the thing, is to remember that at all times we're charging the field. But most people get up, they get on their phones, they get to scrolling, they forget that they're actively programming the field. You're actively programming the field. And here's the experiment you guys can do. Walk outside, go next to a tree that's in the ground or a bush that's in the ground, and get about 6 inches away from the branch. And you're going to talk to that branch, and you're going to say, hey, beautiful branch, I love you so much. You're so gorgeous. Can you just come down and brush my face with your branches? Can you come and touch my face? You're going to realize how conscious reality is. That branch will literally stretch over and touch your face. It'll kiss your skin.
I got to do that.
I know. We live in such a conscious world. And so you can just actively charge the field. When you do that, here's the thing. You will be in the miracle zone. People will give you free stuff. Money will flood to you. Love comes your way every day. Like, literally, when you decide right now today that you're going to actively take a role in charging the field and hold your frequency as divine creator, everything changes. You need a multi-million-dollar mansion by the ocean? Boom, here you go. It's right here.
There it is. Yeah, a lot of people will make a statement like that, and they'll be like, I can't. That's way out there far from me. But why not? I like how you said that if you can just think about it, if you put it in that right hand, as you said, you're so close to it. You're closer than you even thought you were, right?
You wouldn't be able to have the thought if it wasn't something that was.
See, I totally resonate with that. So I've told folks along those same lines is some people would ask me, how do I know that I'm that my higher self, my expanded self is speaking to me? And I tell them 2 feelings: passion and excitement. When you're passionate about something and you're excited about something, you don't have to know why. You just know that's for you.
That's right. And it's already, like, literally there's a version of you who already has this thing.
Absolutely.
And so I think that there's so much comfort in knowing that if you're excited about something and it lights you up and you're thinking about that $2 million, $5 million mansion house and it makes you feel excited, there's a version of you that already has it. Now, the secret key is getting in alignment with that frequency. And the other secret key is deleting some of the programs that get in the way of you being in alignment with that frequency.
Yeah.
Right? So if I have a program that says I have to work really hard to get that mansion house, and I'm going to have to take the next 30 years to get it, that program, you can delete that program because you cannot have that program and align up with that frequency.
So the program you're deleting is the part that you have to work really hard to get it, right? You delete the have to work hard and just focus on the mansion, something like that, right?
You have to delete the program of working hard. Some people, it might not be the program of working hard. Some people, it's like, I can't have that much. Oh, it's bad to have. So everybody's is a little different. And you could even ask yourself, like, I don't have this mansion house yet because, and you'll find out your program.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was just like, yeah, because you eventually answer yourself. So I would say, for folks, start off small. Just kind of something that's pretty tangible, right? Like I don't know, you want tickets to the next event or concert, right? it's in town. It's, it's coming. You may not currently have the money for it, but delete that program, right? That you can't get it or that you won't get it. Who knows? Somebody might just offer you the ticket. Maybe you won it by opening up a Snickers bar or something. Like, I like that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can practice glitching the matrix. This is really fun, like practice making matrix glitches. So we do this by either looking ourselves in the mirror or going to sleep at night with the thought. So let's say that you want to just experiment around with glitching the matrix. Neville Goddard talks about this. He talks about climbing a ladder. So you could just imagine yourself climbing the ladder. Guess what? In the next 3 days, if you go to bed every night, imagine yourself climbing the ladder, you're going to be presented with a situation where you have to climb that thing. Or you can imagine seeing a bright, hot, pink Porsche Macan, which is uncommon, custom. So you can just glitch the matrix and imagine seeing that. And then within a couple, 3 days, you'll see it. So I think to your point, the first little bits is showing yourself what a powerful creator you can be. You can even ask the universe, I want you to show me today what a powerful creator I am. Show me something today that's going to help me understand this. Universe is in response. The universe is not this blank thing that we've been told. It is consciousness in form. Even your countertop, consciousness in form. Everything that has subatomic particles is conscious.
I love it. I want to ask you a question that, again, I feel like it just coming to me as we're talking, just to give a baseline for folks that might be wondering. Do you consider yourself religious or spiritual? Or are they both the same thing? Are they separate? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I love this. So I grew up in the church. I went on mission trips. I built churches. I sang. I did all the things. And I was spiritual as well. I just didn't know it. When I think about spiritual versus religious, the technical definition of religion is something that you do religiously, right? It's something that you do again and again and again without questioning it. So I am not that anymore. I don't do anything again and again and again without questioning it. I am spiritual. I'm multidimensional. And I do believe that there's a space, though, for both. I think religion originally started off, with hopefully a positive intention. But I think over time, what that's done is indoctrinate people into a certain belief system that then they don't question. Because here's the thing. When you're raised in something or you believe something that you don't question, you're a slave to it.
Well said.
Thank you.
Well said.
So part of it is question everything.
Yeah.
Have a mind that's closed to nothing and open to everything, and you'll open the doors of your consciousness and you'll find out what's really true for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And to piggyback off of the religion thing, like, folks, it's okay to be in a religion. And, I think in general, I'm also a spiritual person. I don't follow any kind of organized religion, but it's okay to believe that there's something bigger than you. That part's great. For me, for Cesar, it's the rules underneath all the religions, because like I said earlier, can't have unconditional love with a judgment. And those rules create judgment. They create all the 250, whatever thousand religions out there. They're judging each other. My religion's better than yours because, end of story. So this is why, again, it's okay that you believe in something bigger than you, but guys, Alysa, I was in the military, and at young 18, 19, I was told to go overseas. This is like just right around 9/11 situation and stuff. But I was told to go overseas, and I was basically told by a one-star general, they're the bad guys. Straight up, right? Call it a military religion or whatever. And I went there thinking that. And I put eyes on target, as we say in the military, and I saw these folks and I interacted with them, and they were amazing. I found out that they wanted the same thing that I wanted. They wanted love. They wanted peace. They loved their family. They liked soccer. I have friends, comrades, battle buddies that wanted a cigarette, and they would offer them a cigarette, just because they kind of. I'm like, there's nothing that I was told that is right about this. And at that point, at 19 or 20 years old, I realized that I need to stop defending someone else's truth. and defend my own. So I just want to share that with you. But yeah, it's amazing what you find out when you actually see it for yourself.
Well, and that's so true. And you and I have a similar story. I went to Thailand when I was 12 building churches, and I met people that had never known Jesus, and I was told that they're going to hell. And I'm just like, wait a second, these are the most glorious, heart open, heart centered people. What are you talking about? And so, to your point, though, that's the main problem with religion is that the intention to connect with your higher power is there, but it's then completely nullified by all of the judgment and the fear. And really, truly, I believe that right now we are here in the resurrection. Like we are here to bring heaven on earth. We could always have it. We literally have the codes to bridge heaven and earth. We literally have the capabilities. The soul blueprint is coming online. There's enough light hitting the planet right now where we can run a particular frequency in our body to have heaven on earth. It's the resurrection that we got taught about in certain religious texts, except it's not happening outside of us. It's coming from within. We're resurrecting ourself, our knowledge, our wisdom that we are directly connected to that higher consciousness and we can have access to it. And the access only it doesn't come through me. It doesn't come through you. No, it comes from ourself, right? Everybody has their own access. And the more we clean up our channel of access, the more we're thinking clear thoughts of love, thoughts of compassion, thoughts of oneness, the more we're thinking that, and the more we're consuming foods and media that doesn't clog our channel and create static, the better that beautiful God consciousness connection is. And it's really miraculous once we learn to turn it on.
I love that. Alysa, I want to ask you about sound and frequency. I've heard you speak about that sound and frequency can heal and impact your body. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, because your body's always listening and your body is made up of things that are directly impacted by sound and frequency, mostly water. Now, I don't know if you've seen this study, but water is actually now the best storage device for data. It holds more Have you seen that?
I've seen
It
that.
holds more data than silicon chips. Okay. So if you think about your body, it's water. Water's super programmable and it holds the most data. So when we put frequency, like I wish I had a sound bowl nearby, but if I put sound, even my voice, it starts to ripple the water and move the particles around. So using sound and frequency on our bodies is huge. Now, every sound has a frequency carrier wave. So if I'm speaking and I say, "You're killing me," guess what is happening to my body?
You're being killed.
That's right. I am programming those cells for that.
Interesting.
There was a story of a woman who had these warts all over her body. And she went to a doctor, and the doctor said, "There's no medicine we can give you, but you can speak to your body and you can actually heal this and clear this." And the doctor was very esoteric. And she was a little girl. She was like 8 years old. And one night she was under the covers and her dad came in and said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm talking to my flat bumps," because she wouldn't call them warts. She'd call them flat bumps. Well, within 3 days' time, of her blessing her body and asking her body to heal, 100% of those flat bumps had gone away.
That's huge.
Right? And this is how I personally healed my body. I had so many different autoimmune diseases. I was so sick. And I just talked to my body and I asked it to work with me. I blessed it with unconditional love. I asked it to work with me. And by the way, anybody who has been impacted by the recent, viral thing that's been happening in our world, you can actually do this. You can hold a staff meeting with your body and I recommend this. You go outside, you drink in a little light, like you close down your eyes and you just in the early morning light and you infuse your body and you say, I now ask 100% of the cells and the viruses and the bacteria of my body to come to this staff meeting. And I'm going to ask every one of you to work towards the highest health of this body. Because if we're all working together, we can live a long life and we can be so happy and harmonious. And you can literally get your body to stop attacking you. You can literally get viruses to stop attacking you when you talk to your body. Everything is consciousness. We have just forgotten this.
Yeah, I love this. And folks, if you've never held a board meeting or staff meeting, today, right now is the time. After this episode, take that advice. If there's still sunlight out there, go out there and just drink some of that in, like she said, and start talking. Say, meeting starting, whatever they say, and talk for however long that you feel like you're done talking, and then you can meeting adjourn it or whatever the case is. But how fun and how cool is that all at one time? And you're really just benefiting yourself. You're getting yourself, like, forget getting a coach, a therapist, a doctor, a counselor, a guru to try to and pay them thousands of dollars to tell you what you can tell yourself.
And your cells are listening and you're just asking them, hey guys, I'm asking you to work with me here. And when we work together, like think about it like a big, corporation. And imagine, we've probably all been to those meetings where you feel charged up and the boss is like, hey, let's do a great job. And you're like, yeah, let's do a great job. And then even old Freddie over here is like, I don't really like to do a great job, but he gets caught up in the excitement. So you can catch up your cells and your viruses and your bacteria, and you can catch them all in the excitement of doing a really great job for you and making you feel vibrant and healthy and energized. And you can have a really different experience in your body. You do need to work with this, do it just like you would do a staff meeting, like have a staff meeting every day for a couple of weeks till you get things turned around. Like if you went into a company and it was an absolute crap show, you would have to probably get everybody together, talk them through what we need to do, motivate them a little bit, give them a little more incentive. And my incentive is I'm going to give you guys rainbow light from the sun. I know you love it because your cells need light. You are a light being, right? How do you kill a plant? How do you kill a body? You take the light out. So you give your body, you give your cells that rainbow light. I'm going to give you all the rainbow light you want. And let's make it a great day, guys. And you just keep doing that. You'll feel a shift in your body. I promise you. I didn't go from the depths of dead to this without this practice.
Yeah. Beautifully said. I want to ask you two random, curveball questions before we wrap things up, if you don't mind. First curveball question is going to be something along the lines of, you got people here that believe that we live in a flat earth or in a globe earth. And I know you've had a near death and you've been out of your body. Is there anything that you saw or anything that you have gathered and learned in your experiences these past years that can tell us, what do we live on? What are we in your understanding?
I think this is the best question ever. I'm super glad you asked me. Okay. So if you know that you live in a simulation, nothing's real. It's flat and it's round. It's this and it's that. We live in a planet that's beliefs based. Whatever you believe is true here. 100% is beliefs based reality. So if you believe the earth is flat, it is. If you believe the earth is round, it is. If you believe people are good, they are. If you believe people are bad, it's true. So in this simulation, people think of it as very real. What we're living in is very not real. Okay. It's the best way I know to put it.
I love it.
Great computer game.
Yeah. It's like The Sims, right? That that kind of stuff. And for a while, as I was growing up, I always thought that people said this was a simulation. I thought it was like ones and zeros, but now I understand it as like a divine simulation. It's not really your ones and zeros. It's more of a divine code that some of us can't read and decipher. So, but it still is simulation.
Interactive.
It's what?
Highly interactive. It's highly interactive simulation, right? As you move forward, you start to self-generate, and our simulations interlap with each other. So it's not just one simulation. Right now, your simulation and my simulation are overlapping. It's the reason why you can come into somebody else's energy field. All of a sudden, things start going a little differently. It's like, wait a second. That doesn't usually happen in my field. Oh, little that person's simulations overlapping on yours. So we live in a planet of 8 billion different simulations overlapping. And it's the reason why in some areas, it's actually easier for you to live a better life and a higher frequency life than others, right? Because you don't have as many simulations overlapping each other.
Yeah, absolutely. You just actually made me think of a question when you said that 8 point some billion people. Side question: do you actually believe that there's 8 point something billion people on this planet? Because I know that you'll never be able to actually fact check that, right? We're going off of what they're telling us. I'm just curious. What do you think? It's just a random question. Do you think there's that many people there?
I don't think I've ever thought about it. I get the sense that it's less than we think that it is.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
get the sense that just due to some of the factors at play, that there's a little bit of an exodus happening right now because some people aren't ready for divine creator in physical form. They didn't come here for that.
Yeah.
But what I do know is if you're watching this video right now, you did come here for that. And you're here for the big show. You're here for the big resurrection. You're here for the big ascension. You're here for this beautiful time when we, is there going to be some hard stuff? Yes. And when you're in a certain frequency, it won't occur in your realm.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. You mentioned about us being multidimensional beings, right? And there's different versions of us. Do you believe that if another version of you does something good or bad, does that affect all the other versions of you? It does. Okay.
Let me give you an example. I'm going to bring out this book here.
Please.
Okay. If I have this book and I spill some ink, let's say or maybe whatever beverage I'm drinking, on 73, and there's a little stain here, it bleeds through, right? It's going to bleed through a little bit. So your life, your multidimensional selves, your other lives are, yeah, I know. They're happening all at once. It's not linear. They're all happening all right now, all in the now moment. It's a pancake stack. It's not this way. So pancake stack up, they're all happening all in the now. So yeah, if you have a little something, and this is, by the way, the multidimensional healing work that I do in our Divine Light Energy Healers Academy, one of the things we do is we work on the multidimensional level, because if something negative has happened to you in a close-ish reality, it can bleed through. And you can have some stuff that's intractable. So we work with a process for folks that you can remember your consciousness is everything. And you can use this process to clean up, in fact, the multi-dimensional field. And that's the piece that no one's been working with before. But yeah, when you realize that all your lives are happening all right now, then you can clean it up. And here's the other cool thing. You've got some lives where you crushed it. You've got some lives where you are king of the hill, right? Everything's working in your favor. You're an ascended master. You've got incredible skills. You've got all of these gifts and talents. You can pull those through and you can activate them here and now.
Listen, I appreciate that. That is so cool. I love that you shared that. And the example with the book, perfect. Chef's kiss. So as we wrap things up, I want to ask you 6 questions that I ask all my guests. There's no right or wrong answer. They're just your answer. Okay, you can make them as long as short as you want. Are you ready for them?
I sure am.
Okay. The first question is: beyond all the knowledge and experiences that you've gained thus far, what still leaves you in awe or makes you question everything?
What leaves me in awe is the beauty of this earth that we do get to inhabit, the absolute beauty. I live here in Hawaii, and it's just a gift every day. And nature has just always got me in a constant state of awe. And it does keep me questioning everything.
Absolutely. What do you think is our ultimate purpose for being here, for having this human experience?
This life and this go round?
And this go around.
I think to flip from disempowerment to empowerment, from victim mode to conscious creator mode.
What is your definition of God?
You are God in a body. We are God in a body.
Yeah. What, in your definition, what is love?
Ooh, What is love? I'm still on the God. God is everything. God is everything you see. It's you and everything you see. What is love? What is love? That's an impossible question for me to answer. But it's something that is worth feeling and working on the feeling of feeling the frequency of love in all moments and doing whatever you can do to be in the frequency of love.
Absolutely. And if you could take a moment and go back to little tiny Alysa when she was young, figuring things out, what would you tell her?
I would just remind her that she's divine in physical form and that she gets to be a conscious creator in this reality. And the sooner she remembers that and wakes up to that fact that this is a beautiful chance to create and live in joy and work with consciousness and reality, the better things will get for her.
And how can people find and support you, and tell them a little bit about what you're doing today, see if they want to jump on and join your journey?
Oh, amazing. So you guys, if you want to check out, I've got a great toolkit for you. It's a lot of the tools that I use to get myself up and going again after I died. It's called the Raise Your Vibration Toolkit. And you can just go to raiseyourvibrationtoolkit.com. It's totally free. Yeah. So, and then I have also the Divine Light Energy Healers Academy where I teach and train our divine DNA repatterning technique. So I teach people how to actually uncode our DNA and all the junk programming and recode it with those programs that are the highest versions of ourselves. It's like the ultimate update. So yes, we've got that going, and a ton of free, I've got a ton of programs and free monthly stuff that I do. And I do, on the gram, I do lots of daily inspirations. But mostly I'm just here to help people activate and remember that you are divine in physical form. And I'm so glad you guys are here. And I want to know your questions, so make sure and pop them below. So I'm going to definitely be here answering.
Absolutely. And folks, I'll have all her links and her contacts in the description below. So just scroll on down after the show, click and go, right? Alysa, this was such a great conversation. Again, you gifted us your time. Where are you right now? You're in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, I live here in Hawaii, in paradise, and it just is such a blessing, such a blessing. And I had never been here before, and I wanted to go, and I wanted to live here, and was just able to manifest a fabulous house. I live right beachside, and it's a beautiful, beautiful life. And I'm here to say that anyone can do this. We just have to take the steps, right? We have to know the techniques to work with our physical body and our DNA to open up those programs. But I really do believe that in this lifetime, we're here to have heaven on earth. And for me, there's no place more heavenly on earth than Hawaii.
Yeah, I love it. I got wedded to my wife last November in Hawaii. So I know what you're dealing with. I was there for a week and I was like, I could be here for a long time. So I love all of that. I'm going to give you the last words here. Is there anything, last message that you want to pass on to my audience from you?
Oh, well, first, you guys, thanks for being here with me. I have just loved every minute of it. And really remember, think about those things that you were thinking about, that in your right hand, those highest timelines, you can have them. You wouldn't be able to even think about them if they weren't yours. And it's worth having. It's worth going for. It's worth doing all the clean out work of all of the stuff that we have to clean out so that you can have that beautiful, amazing experience of remembering that you are divine.
Beautifully said, as always. Again, it was a pleasure. And folks, again, if you liked this episode, if you stayed this far, like, subscribe it, share it with your friends, talk about it at work. I know you know at least one person that digs this, that needs to hear this, the techniques, pass it on to them. Even if you feel like you're in a good space, you might know one person that might need it, right? Now, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Don't forget, when you grow, we grow, right? It resonates. It's like a ripple effect. And as a reminder, folks, I love you. I see you. I hear you. I am you. Continue to ask questions. Don't be afraid to pull back the curtain and take a deeper look. Push forward, always reaching beyond the frequency.